What's up, guys, and welcome back. So we are gonna get this intake into that car now, and I'm telling you what, man, it should make a difference because I had an intake on my last Audi S4. Made a huge difference over this. This one's restrictive, stops you from hearing the supercharger, looks boring. So today we are gonna put in a APR open air intake with, I believe it's an ECS inlet tube. This is just a silicone tube because it was cheaper, and I plan on doing an ultra charger, so why spend all kinds of money on a carbon inlet tube when it's gonna not be used in the future anyway. So we're gonna see what that's like on the car, but before I get into that, I just want to do a little sound test on the stock intake, just so you can get a little feel for the difference here. So that was the stock intake. As you can tell, can't even really tell the supercharger is there, so let's get into putting in the new one. So I think this is actually a pretty easy process. I think I just have a bolt here, and I can't remember, but I don't know if there's anything actually holding this down after that. Let's start digging into it because I don't do the whole directions thing, so. So for those two bolts on the inlet, you're just looking at a 7mm. I'll just pull those off real quick. Got a couple clips holding on these hoses. But yeah, that just pulls off exactly what I thought how it did. Got another little clip back here. There we go. So it did just pull off. Next is to see what is holding that on. So that just pulled out of there. Little tender loving care, and you just kind of pull it all apart. That's always my favorite. There we go. Okay, yep, push and twist, and that is off. So that was pretty simple. Time to get to installing. So here's the new shield, and this should be as easy as literally just putting it in there, because there's two wait, let me show you real quick. There's two pegs here, and I think those just go into the holes at the bottom, and then that's that. So like I said before, this is a different brand. This is ECS, I believe. I'll go figure it out later and put it in the description box to know for sure what it is. So hopefully it all fits up good. It should, but this is all you get with this, is the two clamps, little adapter for the hose, and then the inlet itself. So this should be fairly easy. So after the intake's all tight, I'm gonna put this on. This is for that little hose. Got the filter, should be pretty simple. Just slide it on the end here. So for this one, you're looking for an 8. The other one, the rest of the intake was a 7. So with that, we have a finished intake, and I think it turned out pretty good. It's in there pretty solid. I need to actually attach this better. This side needs to be fixed. This side's good. So it looks like you keep at least half of your factory, or not half, but this little section of your factory airbox setup that came off of this little arm. But there's the stock airbox. So that's done. Next thing to do is do a little sound test. And with a supercharged car, it typically makes quite the difference. So as you can hear, much louder. So let's go take it for a drive, see if what it sounds like inside the car. It is very loud. So I was going through the box, making sure I didn't miss anything, and sure enough, I missed something. We got this right here. This is a little filter. I was wondering what happened to that hose that was down here. Remember I said I unplugged it from the bottom? Right here. Yeah, well, that's where that goes. So, just clips right on. So, don't forget that, like I almost did. So as I said on my previous video, I have a couple faults coming up. The car had a new battery. It turns out this battery is like different than the other one, and it tripped some things. So I have that all figured out. There's nothing actually here to worry about. The only actual problem I have is this seatbelt. The retention or whatever it's called, the thing that pulls it back up in, kind of died, and that sometimes happens in these older Audis. So even though it's only got 11,000 miles, stuff still happens. But let's go see what this intake sounds like. Normal driving, just like around the neighborhood here, it seems like you don't even really notice that it's there, to be honest. Let's get outside the neighborhood and see if you can really hear a difference. So I'm just in regular drive here, obviously, because I can't use the paddles, but we'll get into it and see what it sounds like here. You can definitely hear it. That's it for that. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Stay tuned because I got the tune coming and a lot of visual things, and I'm gonna keep them coming. So if you aren't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button, give me a like, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.